Hello, everybody. My name is Rick McCutcheon. I'm a Dynamics 365 MVP. And today on Partner Talks, I have Pam Michalik from Dynamics Communities. Pam, introduce yourself and let people know what you do.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Pam Michalik. I am with Dynamic Communities. I've been in this community for a really long time. I worked at Microsoft for 22 years. And then I left and worked for a partner / ISV / cloud provider for almost 4. And now I'm at Dynamic Communities because I had a really strong passion for this user group. And I decided to come back and go there and make Summit shine.
Venture into the water, as they say. Okay, great.
So very much.
Yeah. And we're talking about Summit. So this October in Orlando, we've got our big event. So let's talk about Summit 2022. Who's going to be attending Summit this year?
It's really, really interesting. We have, of course, everyone, but we have users and we have partners and ISVs. And what's interesting about it is we have a lot of new time people who've never been to Summit before. Like about 50% are new, which is an interesting trend. And we also have a lot of people that are sending multiple people from the same organization. And it's various roles, anywhere from like entry level kind of accountants or people who are brand new to people who are super tenured to MVPs, but also like business leaders of their company.
Yeah, and that's really interesting because I was been involved with Summit like almost since the beginning, and as we saw the involvement of companies, at first it was the technical people showing up, and then all of a sudden we started seeing the administrators of the system show up, and now, like you said, we're seeing people that administrate the CRM and ERP systems, people who build them, and then people who own them within organization, the business actually coming to our conference.
Right, exactly. It has this meld of all the different roles. And this year it's even, compared to a previous, it's even stronger where that diversity is larger. The number of people coming from a company is larger as well. And just from the few talks I've had from a few customers, it's almost like they're not messing around.
Yes.
They have some serious problems. They have things that they've tried to band-aid through the pandemic. And now they're like, we're just going to go there because it's kind of everybody's in the right place at the right time. And we're going to get all our answers. And a lot of people are doing their business planning for all next year while they're at Summit because they've moved to remote.
And, not just problems, there's people that have mature projects that are looking to see how I can grow my project and really to talk to other users that are, the same size companies, same industries, to talk about how they're using the Microsoft cloud.
Exactly. Yeah. It's that melding where, I've loved Summit forever. It's one of my favorite events, which is why I joined Dynamic Communities. But it's also this idea of the users talking to other users, where they can find someone that's not a competitor, that is in a similar role, going through the same journey, and them talking to each other kind of makes this magic because they think of ideas that no one's ever thought before. And then they have experts and other people to help inspire them into making it even greater.
So, being an MVP, this is the gathering spot for MVPs. So let's talk a little bit about what you have the MVPs doing at the conference.
Right. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of the mecca of MVPs because there's a ton of them coming. A lot of them are sharing their knowledge and doing educational sessions. There are some that are doing some academy, which is classroom training. We have it kind of pre and post this year, not as much as I'd want because users really want like that in-depth training. So they're doing that. I also have some doing a lot of just interactive discussions, like ask the experts and just getting knowledge out of their heads because they know more than probably anyone else in the world about Dynamics. So if you can just get them and ask them questions, it's perfect.
So the medic booths will be up again this year.
They will. The medic booths will be up again this year, and I always love the medic booths because you watch them and you see this line of people waiting to talk to some of them. So yeah, we'll have the MVPs will be there, the experts. And I was actually talking to a user the other day, and they never had heard of Summit before, brand new. They had just bought in the last, I think, a year or so. And I was telling them about it, and I go, it's actually kind of free technical support. So this could pay your way to go. And then you have all the benefits of Summit if you just get your couple support questions, go to the medic desk. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write that down. And I'm like, that's awesome. I go, but what's most important is don't think of it just as break fix support to fund your trip. Make sure it's strategic. So the things you learn, go to the medic desk and bounce your ideas off them. Things you've learned to say, hey, how can I actually bring this to my company? Am I thinking on the right track? It makes sense because, there's just so much at Summit, so much education.
At the medic booth last year on the CRM side, I'm standing there, and this customer end user was there, and she had her laptop and she had a problem with something she was trying to do. She had 3 of the top MVPs in the world working on this, and they must have worked an hour trying to figure this out, and they fixed it. And I'm thinking, like, this end user had no idea who's working on her computer and how much effort they put into it, right? It was pretty incredible.
It's kind of crazy because there's stories like that all the time, where they don't understand. Like, you have like $1,000 an hour right now of the smartest people in the world helping you, and you're just sitting in a conference hall, just thinking you're just hanging out, just talking to some person. And that's kind of the magic of Summit, because there's stuff like that all the time. That's when I worked at Microsoft, I did that quite a bit, where I'd get, for a while, I worked with the most angry people in the world. And I would be like, you got to come to Summit. And then I would do that. I'd do the exact same thing where I'd be like, oh, I know the answer. They're not at the desk right now, but we are going to find them. And then I just bring them around. And these MVPs, they're like, well, like you.
Yes.
They're brilliant and they know stuff. And
well, there's much more technical MVPs than me, right? Because I go there in amazement, thinking, these guys are hardcore. So, how many exhibitors are we expecting today or in October?
Right. So we are, our exhibitor sponsorships are probably going to sell out. So if anybody out there is planning to exhibit, now's the time to sign up before it does. But we'll be over 240. So it's like pre-pandemic levels is what we're trending at.
And that's great because, to be honest with you, I spend most of my time on the trade show floor talking to ISVs to see what they're building. Because to me, that's what's really interesting. And, the technical stuff I can pick up online, a lot of it. And I'm an MVP, so I've got a heck of a Rolodex to call people if I need help. But it's those exhibitors all in one place. And you can actually have a conversation, look and see the software, talk to other users that are in the booth. Like, it's an incredible experience for somebody who's trying to build out their Microsoft cloud.
Well, I completely agree. And I've been telling people this for quite some time, but these exhibitors and these ISVs and partners, they've built these products because they've used these products. So they know the gaps. They know when you're in it every day, the pain, and they've solved that pain. So it's super important that all the users that come go to that expo floor and see them, because their products are designed because of the quirks or the gaps that every product inherently has. And they fix them and they enhance it and they make their lives easier.
And, the last thing I'm going to talk about today with you is my PartnerTalk show. We'll be there. We'll be actually interviewing partners and ISVs at the conference. So we're very excited about that.
Yes, I am super excited that you're coming. We're going to have this community desk So it's going to have the ability to record and do interviews and have you be part of the show. And as one of our media sponsors, it helps you have your experience that you can ask the right questions to the right people. So then everyone can understand what Summit is better, and they can make sure that they're taking the most value out of the event. And then also trending topics, what's on their minds, what's going on in the world of the Dynamics platform today. And, you're going to be front and center to help us guide our way through.
Well, we're very excited about Summit. I think it's, the biggest event of the year, and I'm looking forward, getting together live with the Dynamics community. So Pam, any closing remarks that you'd like to have the listeners know about Summit?
Yeah, I have a few closing remarks. So I think from a Summit North America perspective, I mean, we have about 50% are net new. And so a lot of these people are like, what is Summit? And the way I've been talking about it is, in kind of 3 points. Is first, it's the largest gathering of the community of Dynamics in the Dynamics ecosystem in the world. But then most importantly, it's really users, kind of for users, by users. And it's all of us just talking together, because especially in the times today, we really need to, in whether it's ERP or the CRM systems and that ecosystem together, they really need to drive their complexity down, because they have business results that they need to drive. And so it's important that they're able to have a forum that they can do that, where they can collaborate users among users with experts and MVPs and everyone together, really focusing on that, because I think this is what is unique about this event, is that it has everyone together to be able to do that and really help them drive business results.
Okay, Pam, looking forward to getting together in October, and we'll probably be talking to you at Summit.
I hope so. I look forward to see you in person again.
Okay, bye for now.